Kids and cadets, happy Sunday. Thanks for coming out to Tommy Time. Really appreciate all my subscribers, longtime subscribers, and those of you who are going to subscribe immediately. Thank you. So yesterday I had two gentlemen message me, and they brought out mowers, and both of them were named Jerry. So we're going to discuss the first Jerry here. This is a 2015, as you can see, Honda HRX 217. So Jerry 1 messaged me and said, wanted to know what I had for mowers. I says I take non-running mowers as trade. He says I have one that runs but doesn't move. And he sent me a picture of this Honda. So I thought, okay, this is his drive cable need adjustment. So I was kind of positive on the possible outcome of this thing. So he brought it, and I says, we'll demonstrate it. First, he had it down real low on the cutting deck. So he cut my grass like this, 1/2 inch. I says, this thing is way, way, way too low on your cutting deck. So when he left, I jacked it up to number 4, the highest deck position. So I says, well, it's moving. And I tested it out. I had it on slow and fast here on the controls. He says, but it's noisy. And so it's slow. It doesn't make any noise, but there's a little bit of a rattle at high speed. So I says, well, I'll look at it and try to determine what that is. He says, if you can't, do you want to buy it? And I says, well, if I can't figure it out, then I'm stuck with the machine that's going to need work. So then after the conversation, he says, well, what will you give me for it? And I said, like I said before, I'm not going to buy it if it's something I can't rectify. And I says, I really don't like these plastic decks. They had a recall on them. I says, I got one in the backyard. The whole front end fell off. The plastic cracked here. So what I'm going to do is take both rear drive wheels off and examine the axle. If it needs pulleys, if that rattle is pulley rattle, I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to dig deep into this because I'm not even supposed to be doing off the street repairs. I'm trying to get out of that, but I'm not following my golden rule of not messing with people's junk. But I figured since I retired and I'm off tomorrow, first work day of the week, I'm not going to be driving the brown turd. I'm going to look at these 2 units. So I got Ratty out here. It looks like there might have been a little rat gnawing going on. So that's the deal with this. I'm going to try to help out Jerry number 1. So let's push this out of the way, and we'll bring up the JD 22-inch. So second Jerry showed up. So what was the deal with him? I think he just came straight out and asked me, do I make repairs? Because my Facebook ad, I have a general ad that I sell different types of mowers. So he thought I was a repair shop. So he showed up with this John Deere and said, I bought it used, it was working fine, and now it won't start. So I started grilling him about fuel. He says, oh, I use fresh fuel. I says, like regular fuel or non-ethanol? What's non-ethanol? I said, you buy it at Wawa, it does not have 10% ethanol in it. So I schooled him and I said, well, let me see if my hypothesis is right. I've showed you these before. These were the ethanol fuel correctors. You would put these caps and this would puncture the foil, and this would slowly drip down to counter the ethanol. So I didn't turkey baste it. What I did is took the filter off. He says, oh, I've already worked on it. I put a new filter on it and a new plug. So I looked at the plug. It looked Chinese, but it's an Autolite. He says, I matched up the right one. So second Jerry was a big talker guy. So he said, I'm in no hurry. He says, I'm from the east coast of Florida, and there used to be a lot of shops over there, and now there's done. He says, I'm kind of happy I found your ad. He says, I'll refer you. I don't want any referrals. I didn't tell him that, but I'll tell him. This is a one-shot Annie. I got my own crap to fix. So he swore up and down that his fuel was acceptable. So I told him, no, you can still get water in the fuel from sitting around. But this looks like a clean sample. The deal is, though, these quantum tanks, they drop down back here, and I can't get the turkey baster back there. So I'll show you. Was that water? Oh, that might be some droplets of water. You know, I do see some droplets down here now that it's settled, but there's very few. But what was on the very end of the intake, I shook off, and that's water. If it was gas, it'd be going into the plastic, and I'm smelling it. It's not gasoline. So let me just try tipping this back or forward to try to get some more water to the front. And then I'll show you what I discovered. It was a start and stall. This is the Juliet Sierra 2.6. We're going to have to look at the year. Okay, I got a good sample. It just might have been enough water to cripple this thing. What we may do is juice it with some ether, and then I can reach the bowls on these quantums. We may drop the bowl and just see what kind of condition that fuel's in. What do you say, hey? We can do that with no problem. So let me get organized. Put the cap back on, get my screwdriver. He wants the blade sharpened too. So now that we're here, let me tell you what this, I already gave you the JS26 manufacturer's model numbers, the 7800574. WWG johndeere.com, assembled in USA. Product ID, the GXJS26 Alpha 422902. Let's look at the quantum engine number. This is the 128 Tango 020118 Bravo 1 10010857. So we've got January 8th of 2010. This is a 2010 quantum engine, so not bad. We got some surface rust here, peeling, but no rust through. Nice thick deck. Front tires are bald. Front wheel drive, slicky slicks. I kind of saw the filter he had. He said new filter, but I think, did he hack and slash? I don't think, this isn't the right filter. No, he hacked and slash. This might be an automobile cabin air filter. I bet you 10 cents airflow. You got to put them in the right way under the glove box. So this is just an auto STP. So this is an auto filter. So we'll have to rectify that for them. So let me show you what it does. It doesn't do anything, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull. We got the 0, 0, 0, nothing, nothing, nothing. So it's time for big dog action after I break my left ankle. Nitro! Okay, we're going to get somewhere with that. Oh, that smell of ether in the morning. Okay, time to remove the bowl. What can I throw under there to catch the watery fuel? I need a 1/2 inch open end. Clucky, you're always disrupting production. All you do is cluck around. Let me get a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch socket. We're going to buzz this thing off like nobody's business. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, where are you, Halfy? Or should I bring my metrics over there and just fudge it? Since I am a shade tree mechanic, fudging is what I do best. Somebody commented a while ago they weren't going to watch my channel. Tired of me working in the dirt, in the rocks. Well, that's how it is at Tommy time. I've got a driveway and a lawn. I don't have any out structures. So sorry about that. If I had a 40 by 60 warehouse, I'd certainly be the happiest shade tree mechanic this side of the Mississippi. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the old metric trick. I don't know where my 1/2 is. You know what I mean? Sorry for the delay. Should have been prepared. I'm going to snip off the fuel line, so I got to get something to do that. So kind of slow on the scrapper deals. They haven't been around. Maybe they're concentrating on the pool cages, the appliances from the hurricane. People are putting out the stoves and whatnot, refrigerators that were flooded. Maybe they're bypassing the mowers. Scrapper that delivers says he's passing by metal just because he doesn't have room on his trailer. The lines at the scrap yard are still long, and one of them stopped taking regular steel. They were only taking aluminum. So I do have a 1/2 inch open in, but can I even get it on there? Okay. What's going to work for us? Is it a 13? It's a 13 millimeter. A little loose, but it's going to take it off. Boy, that was a mess up. Okay, it's starting to drip. Let's see what we got. Most of it's going on my hand. Carcinogenic, cancer-causing agent in the state of California. You go to Nevada and it's no problem. Okay, fuel came out. Oh, sorry, Snakey. You just took a gas bath. Okay, it's still dripping. So there's something down in there. Some sort of debris. Not debris, but rust or dirt caked up to the aluminum pitting. Okay, it's still dripping. What I'm going to do is put something else down there to catch it while I show you what dripped out so far. So my vice grip isn't tight enough. Okay, what can we see? Not a heck of a lot. I think a lot of the dirt and stuff was in there before. I'm looking for more of a water layer. A little bit. Just a little bit of water. Anyway, I'm going to take off the carb. Manually clean it. Take off the tank. Get rid of what's ever in there. Blow it out with compressed air and I'm pretty sure that this thing's going to run for us. I just blew on the jet, and it is open, so this wasn't blocked. Might have been water issue. So there you go on the 22-inch JS26. That's what we're going to do. Carb clean. He said the oil was fine. I'm not going to mess with it, and he wants the blade sharpened. So we'll do it for Jerry number 2. I'll work on the Honda first. Take the drive wheels off, like I said. Try to lubricate everything really well and see if it eliminates the noise. It's only noisy at high speed. If you put it in the low selector on the handle, it doesn't rattle. So I don't know, pulley's worn out. I'm not messing with replacing pulleys. You can just deal with the noise. It's cutting fine. It starts first pull, so you're just going to have to deal with it or take it to the Honda dealer. Okay, you guys have a good Monday. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Adios, amigos.